I'm Dolly Renai. The term metaphysics, which I've studied throughout my life, it means beyond physical. Philosophy means study of life, study of the nature of reality. But metaphysics means that plus you can go beyond the physical world. You have no restrictions. And so metaphysics includes what religions all say is true, is that there are angels in heaven. But in this case, we don't call them angels, we call them spirits or non-physical entities. All means the same thing. It can be angels, spirits. Space aliens would be outside of this, because space aliens would be more of the philosophy idea that they're germane to a physical reality or even the physical universe. Whereas metaphysics goes beyond that. The physical universe is a construct of mind. That's metaphysics. Everything is mind. There's no restrictions on mind. And so that's what I've studied, and what I found were some amazing things. Religion originally was of a metaphysical nature, but it got replaced by the science because there were fairy tales that a lot of people just thought were silly, they didn't agree with. And so in the Bible and things like that. But there's other religions, Hinduism and Buddhism, Chinese spiritualism, that do believe that, or do understand, not just believe, but they know that there are spirits surrounding us. All is life. All is mind. All is a gestalt awareness, a mind turning back into mind. And from that, we come up with some things called like reincarnation, where we're not. Since the physical world is a mental construct, we were here to create. We created the physical world, or God created it, whichever terms you want to use. And so we are being the creators of the physical world. The physical world is thus at our disposal. We mentally created the physical world, and thus we are the fathers of it. We created the physical world individually and in mass. And so the world it obeys us. It literally obeys us. Now the religions kind of knew this, or some of them very much knew this. This is why Buddhists meditate for so much, because they know that through meditation we'll take more control of our own destiny. And that's exactly what understanding metaphysics does. You take control of your own destiny. Now, science is stuck. They're just in the physical world. They don't know what's going on. They're blind and the dead, according to Jesus in the Christian Bible, terms he used. And so the science thinks they are doing things, but actually it's spirits doing everything. Science is only a symbolic representation of what spirits are doing. And, scientists are spirits too. They are among those who are making things happen. So scientists and medical personnel, they're all part of the gestalt, of the dance of the physical world. But the problem is you cannot solve problems physically without an understanding that there's a mental nature to this. Like, for example, a witch doctor, one time they did a dance, and the patient would get better, who was sick, because he knew the dance was going to clear him of the evil spirits. And now the medical profession gives you a pill that they just played with in a lab. They were being helped by internal spirits, and the more in some cases you get more and more interest. So when the spirits have enough interest in it, they want to help us. They want to help us not be in pain and not be hurting And so they help us to devise a pill, but that maybe eases your pain or resolves the pain or clears cancer or whatever the pill is supposed to do. They have pills that give you an appetite or that take away your appetite. This all happens with internal spirits, and the pills are just a symbolic way of changing your thoughts from negative to positive. You're in pain, you take this pill. The pill, you know it's going to help you, so it helps you because your mind changes to positive. Everything is mind, and you want to always have a positive mind. There's no reason not to have a positive mind because mind is the center is the foundation of everything. So you change your mind, you change mind, and the result will change. Now there'll be a delay. There can be a delay. There usually is, but there doesn't have to be. That's where instantaneous healings are take place, and then you okay, so that's possible. As soon as you see something, then it's possible. Like when you're a child, you grow baby teeth, right? And the teeth fall out and bigger ones come in. Well, how does that happen? Well, that's just symbolic of a system that we created through our minds, a reality that we're happy to be in. You know, we find it enjoyable. But with the enjoyment comes pain. And pain is unnecessary. It's only needed for you to learn that you don't need pain. So when you start growing up, you start thinking you're too smart. You know, our science is too smart, and it's not our forefathers, not our grandfathers. It's not spirits in heaven. You think it's you doing it. Then you fall into disease because your mind has gone kind of wacko, and now it's not really controlling the events. So the way to health and the way to begin with, there's no death. Death is an illusion we created to compartmentalize our world. So we're born and then we die, and then we think that that's either it or you're going to fall into heaven with Jesus. None of those is really acceptable. What is acceptable is that you, through your own mind and with the collective mind, and you can choose your collective mind. You can move in and out of other Gestalt minds. So you can you chart your own destiny. And you chart it by your thoughts and your focus. You literally manipulate around consciousness to get the things you're looking for. And the things you're looking for, there's only one thing you should be looking for, which is help the whole good. Don't try to beat the others. You are equal with others. If you try to beat them, they're not going to like it. And if they don't like it, you're not gonna beat them. So you've got to be completely unselfish, but don't put yourself equal to others, and don't sacrifice yourself unnecessarily for others. If you do need to sacrifice, that's good. But you in this way you'll know that by helping others will want to help you. It's very simple. It couldn't be any simpler than that. You help others, they'll want to help you. You try to screw over others, cheat them, they're not going to like you. And you're not going to get to those great heights that you're hoping to get to. It's, the dog-eat-dog order is created by mind, by us. So that's why all the religions say to love others and treat all life equal, even a fly or a gnat or a beetle or a cockroach. Their awareness just like you. And they will one day become the Buddha, because according to Buddhism, every life, every awareness has Buddha in him. Everyone. The worst of the worst. He's just blind and doesn't realize that he's just digging his own grave. He has Buddha in him. And we do see that where a person who's really seems to be mean you see emotion carry every once in a while. So we all have that. So since there's no death, what we're seeing is a loss of our memory. Your memory goes, and that's called death. That's why they have Alzheimer's. It's a designer name for a natural process. Parkinson's, you start shaking because you're moving to outside of this. You're moving, or you're seeing other parts of yourself that you don't, that the world doesn't want to believe. They cut that out. Don't look at that. There are no voices. Well, we hear voices. Oh, but there are none. And if you hear voices, well, you go to the funny farm, right? You go to the mental hospital because you got a problem. But there actually are. You do hear voices, but if you close them out so that you're not ridiculed, then you won't hear voices, or at least you'll say you don't, and you might actually believe you don't, because your mind gives you what you want. Your mind doesn't want you to hear voices. You won't hear voices. Your mind doesn't want you to see, to talk to your relatives. You won't talk to them. And we have incarnational selves who are very helpful to us. They're part of us. They're us in different consciousness. And they want to help us. We can help them. So we try to reach out to this meta, the beyond physical, and that's where we'll find help. Diseases, all diseases, even a common cold or even the dreaded COVID virus, are self-created by mind. Every one. If you're perfect in your thinking, you won't get sick, and you won't die. You'll be able to move on without dying. So I know this is not what you've been hearing, but it is true. And I wasn't going to get into this, but there's some on the new Pope Leo. I understand from internal sources that he is knowledgeable in metaphysical information. Of course, now he has to live within the constraints of the Catholic hierarchy. And so there are videos that say he's making huge changes, but they're private. And there's other ones that are AI videos. They're faking him doing that. So what is he doing? He is one person who's in a position to really help the world because of his status as the Catholic Church's the Roman Catholic spiritual leader. And I think he wants to do that. But there's a lot of fake stuff out on him. You can see him talking, but his mouth isn't synced right. So that's an AI script that can imitate his voice. That's put in there with him talking. So you got to be careful what you're listening to. But it doesn't really matter what you're listening to. What the Pope says, I'm kind of changing the subject here, but what is important, I think, what the Pope says is not so important as what you learn from others, or from him even, that he knows we should treat others equally, love our enemies. That's all boilerplate spiritualism, boilerplate metaphysics, boilerplate religion. Boilerplate means just your standard fare. That comes with the territory. So the Pope, I think, could be a big help to the cause, and I think he may be, and my inner sources say he will be. So that's, but whatever comes of that is not so important as that we learn that we are creating our own reality. If we can drive that in, then we'll first of all, we'll start changing the conventional wisdom. I'm changing it right now by saying this. Now we all change it in our own little ways. And the conventional wisdom is always changing. So someone is certain this is true, or that's true, or that's true. When the conventional wisdom changes, he kind of evolves, his ideas will change and he won't even know it because he's just holding on to the conventional wisdom. Nothing wrong with that. It's a way of survival. But it's good for us to know, to understand that. And so we should do that. We should work towards understanding our mind. Stay, what they say, in the present moment. You've heard that, be in the present moment. And be positive all the time, because negative thoughts are the disease. Disease is of the body is caused by a disease of the mind. And negative thoughts, fear, hatred, uncertainty, these are all what bring about bad health. And pain is here only for us to learn that we don't need pain. We don't need pain. But when our mind is falling asleep, we're going to have pain. And so we get pain. The mind gives us pain so that we wake up. So everything's good. It's a safe universe. And I have a lot of information that I've gotten from internal sources, including my incarnational selves. And you can do the same. It's open to anybody. The door is open. I stand at the door and knock. So whoever anybody enters, I forget the exact words, but anyway, Jesus is saying, I, meaning the mind, stands at the door and knocks. I'm like knocking at you right now too. You get people knocking all over the place, trying to awaken you. But we're competing with each other, but we don't want to compete. We want to work together. We're one people, one body, one family, man, beast, and even insects. And so you don't swat a fly without cause. If the fly just won't listen and he keeps bothering you, he's trying to lay his eggs in your hair, well, you might have to swat him or just push him away, let him know. But you should try to befriend him first. I'm quite serious. An awareness is an awareness. If you respect another awareness, that awareness will respect you. But when you disrespect, then that awareness will see you as the bad guy. Just like you. You see someone as a good guy who's helping you, but he's a bad guy if he's not helping you. He's not recognizing you as an equal, then you see him as a bad guy. So see all people as potentially friends, and as friends actually. But don't be foolish about it, but just see them as a friend and treat them as an equal. I think you'll start to see your world getting better. That's all for now. I thank you for listening.